Hey Reddit, what's the strangest, weirdest thing you've seen in someone else's house? Are you subscribed? Subscribing helps the channel.
My last boss was a 42-year-old white, Southern, wealthy businessman. He had a framed picture in his living room of Antoine Dodson. The "hide yo kids, hide yo wife" dude.
That guy memes.
Was he single and childless or just hiding them?
I went to my friend Brian's house once for dinner and his mum set 4 places. One for me, one for Brian, one for herself, and the last one was for a doll with a cutout picture of Brian's dead grandmother's face taped to the doll's face. Very creepy.
Mother, you're not eating. Why aren't you eating, mother? Is my food not good enough for you? Why do you have to be so judgmental all the time?
Hi there, just had one question for you if you don't mind. What the ever-loving frick?
Hundreds of those automatic Febreze sprays. Like actual hundreds. I couldn't breathe inside the house.
Did you ever figure out what they were trying to hide?
I cat sat for my neighbor once. Some kitty's medication was kept cold. When I opened the fridge to grab it, I noticed tub after tub of Jello. Everything in the fridge was Jello. Like 40 tubs of it. Nothing else besides the medicine.
Probably a special diet. That's all my boss could eat when he had diverticulitis.
The man likes his Jello. This is a no-judgment zone.
My Filipino friend has this thing on his mantle. It's a chili pepper with a face that has nunchucks, which are themselves made out of 2 small chili peppers. I ask him what the frick is going on, but he just chuckles and tells me not to worry.
But if he ever does tell you to worry, you fucking listen to him. Okay?
Are the nunchucks made of flesh or is he made of nunchuck? The pepper man screams, for he does not know.
When I was in high school, my mom came home from a garage sale with a coffin. It was a wooden antique from England. It was from the 19th century. It had screw holes in the top which lifted all the way off. The couple who sold it to her were getting rid of it because they disagreed about what purpose it should serve. The wife wanted to keep using it as a coffee table with blanket storage, and the husband wanted to turn it into a gun rack. My mom thought it was great as a coffee table, so my siblings and I spent the next few years asking our friends, "Would you like a blanket from the coffin?" while we watched TV. So yeah, high school was fun.
Go mom. I would totally have bought that too.
Your mom sounds like my kind of person.
Toured a condo and they had a communal shower. You know, the kind you would see at the YMCA. Like 6 shower heads. I picture them having all their buddies over to take a shower together.
A framed picture of an egg.
May I offer you an egg in these trying times?
Was the egg cracked open or intact?
I work in a job where sometimes I have to go deploy equipment in people's homes. I was doing a project where I had to set up some stuff in the kitchen of a very nice vacation rental, which was unoccupied due to the fact that this was February in northern Michigan. The whole thing was decked out to the nines in cutesy, wealthy grandma-type decor, except for the kitchen. The only artwork in there was a painting of 3 fish with photorealistic penises and testicles instead of tails, hanging above the stove so that it was the first thing you saw when you walked in. I have never been so disappointed that our project instructions forbade the photographing of property owners' belongings.
I'm having a lot of trouble imagining this. Were the testicles in place of the tail fins? With the penises operable? Or was the whole package just kind of haphazardly attached? Flaccid? Or erect? Koi? Or trout? I need a lot more details.
This was many years ago. I had a friend in 1st grade and she was never allowed over to my house, still no idea why. But I visited her home once. It was a very tiny apartment with 2 closet-sized bedrooms. The one bedroom had a crib like what a baby half her size would sleep in. She told me that's where she slept. I found it quite odd and very disturbing even in my 6-year-old mind. I moved away the end of the school year, so never found out more.
That's so sad.
I'm thinking she wasn't allowed over so she could never see that other people have a more comfortable life.
One of my old best friends is a bit on the eccentric side. Instead of a dining table and chairs, He has a full corner booth and table recovered from an Applebee's that was either closing down or remodeling. It takes up the entire dining side of his kitchen.
That's actually pretty legit.
I have often considered buying used restaurant furniture for my dining area. I guess I am officially eccentric.
When I was little, I had 2 friends who had a trapeze in their living room. I loved playing at their houses.
How big was this living room?
My girlfriend in college had many odd things on shelves. I think the strangest were 3 bearded dragon fetuses suspended in alcohol in small glass vials. I married her, so I guess I should say our shelf now.
Pretty sure you married a witch.
My aunt has a framed photo of Meryl Streep in her computer room. I was very perplexed and asked my cousin if she noticed the rogue Meryl, and she casually said, "Oh yeah, I told Mum that her and Meryl Streep looked alike, and then I guess she printed that out." You go, Aunt Yvonne.
I upvoted because Aunt Yvonne sounds like she has a good sense of humor. I wish I could give a second upvote for the phrase, the rogue Meryl.
Rogue Meryl is something I never thought I'd ever hear.